Hello children, how are you all? Hope you all are doing good. Welcome back to another session of English. Unit 6, Be Reading My Shadow. Children, before reading the poem, let us know about the author of this poem. The author of this poem, My Shadow, is Robert Louis Stevenson. He was born on 13 November 1850. He was a Scottish novelist, poet and travel writer. His notable works are Treasure Island, A Child's Garden of Verses, Kidnapped. He died on 3rd December 1894. Children, do you know what is a shadow? Have you ever seen your shadow? Yes, we all of us see our shadows. Suppose if you go and stand in front of the light, what do you see? Yes, you see your reflection or shadow. Have you ever noticed how these shadows are formed? Children, if light rays fall on us, it forms a dark figure-like structure of reflection called shadow. If we observe our shadow, it always follows us wherever we go. Now children, observe these two pictures. In the first picture, you can see the reflection or shadow of the boy. In the second picture, you can see a tree and its shadow. Children, if you observe in both the cases, light is the main source of reflection or shadow. This poem, My Shadow, is a fictional poem. That means an imaginary event written in a funny manner and playful mood by the author. Children, now we shall learn the meanings of the words which we come across the poem. Let's see the first one, children. Sleepyhead, a child who is tired and feels sleepy. Errand, complete. Heels, the back part of the human, foot below the ankle. Indian rubber ball, a ball that can bounce very high. Buttercup, a small bright yellow wildflower. Asleep, in a state of sleep. Dew, tiny drops of water that form on cool surfaces at night when atmospheric vapor condenses. Shadow, dark area or shape produced by a body coming between the rays of light and a surface. Shining, giving out or reflecting bright light. Shall we start reading the poem, children? I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an Indian rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there's none of him at all. One morning very early, before the sun was up, I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed.
My Shadow.
I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. Not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes goes so little that there's none of him at all.
Children, now let us read the summary of the poem. Now we shall read the summary of stanza 1. The speaker has a little reflection or shadow which is very much like him from head to toe. Whenever he jumps or hops into his bed, he sees his shadow jumps even before him. Second stanza, children. The funniest thing about the shadow is its growth. It sometimes grows very big and sometimes it is none. Here the poet compares his shadow with Indian rubber ball that bounces up and down just like his shadow. Stanza 3. One morning when the poet got up from his bed before the sunrise, he found some dewdrops on buttercups. Whenever there are clouds and thick dew, his shadow stays home like a lazy child. Children, now let us learn some antonyms from the poem. Let us see the first sentence, children. I have a little shadow. Here the underlined word is little. The antonym of the underlined word little is large. Second one. I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. Here the underlined word is before. The antonym of the underlined word before is after. Next sentence, children. He sometimes shoots up taller like an Indian rubber ball. Here the underlined word is taller. The antonym of the underlined word taller is shorter. Fourth one. He is very like me from the heels up to the head. Here the underlined word is like. The antonym of the underlined word like is dislike. Let's see fifth one, children. My lazy little shadow like an errant sleepy head. Here the underlined word is lazy. The antonym of the underlined word lazy is active. Sixth one. Not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. Here the underlined word is slow. The antonym of the underlined word slow is fast. Now we shall learn some singular and plural forms of words from the poem. Let's see the first one, children. Here the given word is bed and it is in singular form. The plural form of the word bed is beds. Second one. Here the given word is child and it is in singular form. The plural form of the word child is children. Now let us see the next example, children. Rubber ball. It is in singular form. The plural form of the word rubber ball is rubber balls. Fourth one. Shadow. It is in singular form. The plural form of the word shadow is shadows. Let us learn some questions and answers from the poem, children. Question number 1. Which line in the first stanza tells that the speaker and the shadow are alike? Answer. He is very like me from heels up to the head. This line tells us that the speaker and the shadow are alike. Second one, children. What does the shadow do when speaker jumps into bed? Answer. When the speaker jumps into bed, his shadow jumps even before him. Question number 3. What is the funniest thing mentioned in the second stanza? Answer. The funniest thing mentioned in the passage is about the way the speaker's shadow likes to grow. Sometimes it is very tall like an Indian rubber ball, and sometimes it is none. Fourth one. When does the shadow disappear? Why? Answer. The shadow disappears when there is no sun or moon. When the light falls on persons and their shadows are formed. When there is no light, the shadows are not found. Question number 5. What does the shadow do when the speaker gets up before the sun? Answer. When the speaker gets up before the sun, the shadow is still asleep in bed like a child who is tired and looks as if it wants to sleep. Let us see the sixth one, children. Why does the speaker call the shadow a lazy little fellow? Answer. The speaker calls the shadow a lazy little fellow because it sleeps in his bed like a tired child when the speaker gets up. Seventh one, children. How old do you think the speaker is? Is he or she playful, angry, or stupid? Answer. The speaker might be 10 to 11 years old. He is in playful mood. Hope you all enjoyed the session, children. God bless you all. Thank you.